else that I see on? Juliet, Felix, Deborah, Liboya, Kenville, Shaquila. Thank you, everybody. I can't really see anybody else. I'm not quite sure who else is here. Okay, hi, cuz. Hi, sweetie. So I'm not sure who else is here. So if I didn't give you a shout out, hi, Simonique. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Simonique, for coming on. Okay, hi, cuz. So I'm not sure who else is here. So if I'm actually live on YouTube as well for the first time. So this is live streaming on YouTube. So the YouTube audience, if you're there, thank you so much for joining. So this is our April live reading. So I'm gonna get right into it because I know I've used up 5 minutes of the time already. And the story today is a little longish. So if there are any children on and you normally sing with me, let us sing our song together. It's story time, it's story time. You haven't got to pay a dime. If you want to have some fun, get a comfy seat and sit right down. Now listen very carefully, for you can learn as much as me. Make believe in what you hear. These stories I shall read to you. La 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 la. La 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 la. So to all the new people joining, I usually have this live monthly reading, normally the third or the last Saturday of the month. So thank you for coming on. That was just to give you a little backdrop of what is going on here. So our story today is called STREGA NONA. And I was supposed to fix my YouTube. I was supposed to fix this so that it doesn't mirror it. So it gives me, so it's called STREGA NONA. And it was written, an original tale written and illustrated by Tommy De Paola. STREGA NONA. Okay. So let's get right into the reading. And I really need to fix my camera, but it's gone already. So. In a town in Calabria, a long time ago, okay, I have to shift over. There lived an old lady everyone calls STREGA NONA, which meant grandma witch. Although all the people in the town talked about her in whispers, they all went to see her if they had troubles. Even the priests and the sisters of the convent went, because STREGA NONA did have a magic touch. She could cure a headache with oil and water and a hairpin. She made special portions for the girls who wanted husbands. And she was very good at getting rid of warts. But STREGA NONA was getting old, and she needed someone to help to keep her little house and garden. So she put up a sign in the town square. So she's a little old lady. And Big Anthony, who didn't pay attention, went to see her. Anthony, said STREGA NONA, you must sweep the house and wash the dishes. You must weed the garden and pick the vegetables. You must feed the goat and milk her. And you must fetch the water for this, and I will give you 3 coins and a place to sleep and food to eat. Oh, Grassy, said Big Anthony. The one thing must never do, said STREGA NONA, is to touch that pasta pot. It is very valuable, and I don't like anyone to touch it. So there's the pasta pot right there. Oh, see, yes, said Big Anthony. And so the days went by. Big Anthony did his work, and Stregonona met with the people who came to see her for headaches and husbands and wives. Big Anthony had a nice bed to sleep in next to the goat shed, and he had food to eat. What more can a boy ask for? One evening, when Big Anthony was milking the goat, he heard Stregonona singing. Peeking in the window, he saw Stregonona standing over the pasta pot. She sang, bubble, bubble, pasta pot. Boil me some pasta nice and hot. I'm hungry and it's time to sup. Boil enough pasta to fill me up. And the pasta pot bubbled and boiled and was suddenly filled with streaming hot pasta. Then Stregonona sang, enough, enough, pasta pot. I have my pasta nice and hot, so simmer down my pot of clay until I'm hungry another day. How wonderful, said Big Anthony. That's a magic pot for sure. And Stregonona called Big Anthony in for supper. But too bad for Big Anthony, because he didn't get to see Stregonona blow 3 kisses to the pasta pot. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And this is what happened. The next day, when Big Anthony went to the town square to fetch the water, he told everyone about the pasta pot. And naturally, everyone laughed at him because it sounded so silly. A pot that could cook all by itself? You'd better go and confess to the priest, Big Anthony, they said. Such a lie. And Big Anthony was angry, and that wasn't a very good thing to be. I'll show them, he said to himself. Someday I will get the pasta pot and I will make it cook. And then they'll be sorry. That day came sooner than even Big Anthony would have thought, because 2 days later, Stregonona said to Big Anthony, Anthony, I must go over to the mountain to the next town to see my friend Strega Amelia. Sweep the house and weed the garden, feed the goat and milk her, and for lunch, there are some bread and cheese in the cupboard. And remember, don't touch that pasta pot. Oh, yes, yes, Stregonona, said Big Anthony. But inside he was thinking, my chance has come. Yippee! And soon, as Stregonona was out of sight, Big Anthony went inside, pulled the pasta pot off the shelf, and put it on the floor. Now let's see if I can remember the words, said Big Anthony. And Big Anthony sang, bubble, bubble, pasta pot, boil me some pasta nice and hot. I'm hungry and it's time to sup, boil enough to fill me up. And sure enough, the pasta pot bubbled and boiled and began to fill up with pasta. Hoo-hoo! Aha, said Big Anthony, and he ran to the town square, jumped on the fountain and shouted, everyone, get forks and plates and platters and bowls, pasta for all at Stregonona House. Big Anthony has made the magic pasta pot work. Of course, everyone laughed, but ran home to get forks and plates and platters and bowls. And sure enough, when they got to Stregonona's, the pasta pot was so full, it was beginning to overflow. Big Anthony was a hero. He scooped out pasta and filled the plates and platters and bowls. Wow, look at that, and it's still cooking. There were was more than enough for all the townspeople, including the priests and the sisters from the convent. And some people came back for 2 and 3 helpings. But the pot was never empty. Hmm. When all had their fill, Big Anthony sang, "Enough, enough, my pasta pot. I have my pasta nice and hot. So simmer down my pot of clay until I'm hungry another day." But alas, he did not blow the 3 kisses. He went outside to the applause of the crowd. Yeah, for Big Anthony. Big Anthony took a bow. He was so busy listening to the compliments from everyone that he didn't notice the pasta pot was still boiling and bubbling until a sister from the convent said, "Oh, Big Anthony, look!" And pasta was pouring out of the pot all over the floor of STREGA NONA's house and was coming out of the door. Whoa. Anthony rushed in and shouted the magic words again, but the pot kept on bubbling. He took the pot off the floor, but pasta kept pouring out. Big Anthony grabbed the cover and put it on the pot and sat on it. But the pastor raised the cover on Big Anthony as well and spilled on the floor of STREGA NONA's house. Oh. "Stop!" yelled Big Anthony. But the pasta pot did not stop. And if someone hadn't grabbed poor Big Anthony, the pastor would have covered him up. The pastor had all but filled the little house. Out of the window and through the doors came the pastor, and the pot kept right on boiling. Oh, wow. The townspeople began to worry. "Do something, Big Anthony," they shouted. Big Anthony sang the magic song again, but without the 3 kisses, it did no good. By this time, the pastor was on its way down the road, and all the people were running to keep ahead of it. Wow. "We must protect our tongue from pasta," shouted the mayor. "Get mattresses, tables, doors, anything to make a barricade." But even that didn't work. The pot kept bubbling and the pasta kept coming. Oh, wow. We are lost," said the people, and the priests and the sisters of the convent began praying. "The pastor will cover our tongue," they cried. And it certainly would have had STREGA NONA not come down the road home from her visit. She didn't have to look twice to know what happened. She sang the magic song and blew the 3 kisses, and with a sputter, the pot stopped boiling and the pasta stopped coming. "Oh, grazie. Thank you, STREGA NONA," the people cried. But then they turned on poor Big Anthony. "String him up," the men of the town shouted. Uh-oh. No, wait," said STREGA NONA. "The punishment must fit the crime." And she took a fork from a lady standing nearby and held it up to Big Anthony. Wow, what is he gonna do? "All right, Anthony, you wanted pasta from my magic pot," STREGA NONA said, "and I want to sleep in my little bed tonight. So now start eating." Oh, so Big Anthony has to eat all of that. Look at him. Uh-oh. And he did. Poor Big Anthony. I know he wouldn't want to even have a little taste of pasta ever again. Oh, the end. And STREGA NONA is in her house, relaxing for the night. Okay, so I hope you enjoy this story. It's it's it got an award for being a great story. So I hope you enjoy that. Probably a lot of you may not have heard this story because I have never. Okay, Gabrielle, thank you for listening. Good night. So I have never heard about this story before I migrated here. So this was the first place I knew about STREGA NONA. And it's a really great book, in my opinion. So I hope you enjoy that. Sorry, I don't have any music to play because these days I know I put my stuff up, but Facebook seemed to be blocking out certain parts of my live. So, oh, you're so welcome. Hi, Sydney. So, so, oh, you're so welcome. Hi, Sydney. Oh, sorry, I was just Roland Joseph. Thank you for coming on. Mary, thank you for watching. I can't pronounce your last name. I'm sorry. So, that's it. The story of STREGA NONA. Now, this is our April live reading of Storytime with Miss Marcia. It is such a pleasure having you on. Deborah, thank you so much for sharing, and Grenadian Vibes One Radio crew for always supporting. Thank you so much for always supporting and always being on for the last 2 months. So right now I'm representing, well, I have always been representing St. Vincent. We know that our people there, about the volcano, the eruptions, and it hasn't stopped, it's ongoing. So my Vinci people, my heart go out to you. We are all in this together. I cannot imagine what it feels like to be displaced, to not be sure if you have a home to go back to, those who have left their home, who had to move out from the red zone. So I cannot begin to imagine how it feels. It's not like you even go to camp. I know church camps, I used to go to church camps in the summertime. So it's not even like there's a church camp and then after the 2 weeks you're going back home. We don't know what's gonna happen, and everything is in God's hands. So I am in solidarity with you. I have my family there as well. So my prayer is with you. Some people I may have reached out to check that their families and themselves are okay. So it is hard. It is devastating, but remember, God does, I'm not preaching, God doesn't give us more than we can bear. So it is hard, it's gruesome, it's an act of nature, but still keep your mind happy. I always stress happiness. So always keep your mind focused. Don't look on the negative part of everything. Look on the positive. Think that, it could have been worse, but it is not. So far, there's no loss of life, and I thank God for that, and I really hope that it continues like that. And We are praying for the best. People in different countries are mobilizing efforts to get food stuff and clothing and other necessities that people need. I know right now people are at Friends of Crown Heights and they're different places and they're packing stuff. They're at shipping places and things like that. So help is coming. Help has gotten there already. I know like it's just a little over a week, but be patient. You know, peace of mind is important. Hello, Miss Robertson. Rosman, thank you for coming on. Peace of mind is important. So just stay positive. Now is the best time to pray. Read your Bible. Talk to positive people. The negativity, it has to go. Stay positive at all times because a positive mindset and God's help is gonna see us through. There is, if you keep complaining and if you keep thinking the worst thing is gonna happen, you will never be happy. You might be in a shelter now. Some people might be, you might be able to have rented a home. You might be somewhere else in your own home. You may not have moved because you may have been in the green zone, but in everything, we need to give thanks. In everything, give thanks. So, story time with Miss Marcia will just like to wish my Vinci people all the best. Stay strong. It's tough. We're all in this together. God is in all of this with us. So continue to keep a positive mindset. Those who can help in any way, help. God is in all of this with us. Okay, I was gonna say something. I mentioned something. I posted something. You're welcome, Miss Robertson. I posted something on my page this morning. It's not negative. I just like. Okay, I was gonna say something. It was just to like the. Okay, human nature. I posted something. Sometimes in the worst situations, we can be so selfish. And hello, Vinci Smith. Thank you for watching. And it kind of hurt that, although I know that is human nature, it still kind of hurt. And it was disappointing to know that what was going on. I know it's not in every place. And we will get through this together. Let's work together. Lend a helping hand. Do what you can do. Even like small things, like an encouragement. If you don't have anything to give, an encouragement. Lend a helping hand. Something like a smile, like telling people you're there. Lend a listening ear if somebody needs to talk, you know, in some small way. Every small things add up to something great. So do whatever you can do. It is a horrible time right now. I really, even though the volcano is actually erupting, I actually wish I was there. I remembered my experience as a little kid in 1979. Yes, I'm old. So I remember my experiences in 1979. And I realized that what's happening in 2021 is not even half 79 was not even half as bad as what is happening now. So I could imagine, because I could hardly remember a lot of ash and all of that falling. It wasn't that bad. And like, I remember people coming to our home because we were living in an area where the school is there and the church is there. So those people who were displaced used to come around. It was more like, at that time in 79, for a kid, after we saw the big thing and it was scary. But after that time, it was more of like a fun time, a time for kids to play, and for like, mommy knew a lot of people who were displaced at the school. So like, it was more like of a community. So I hope like this time it's also like a community, and everybody bind together and love each other and support each other in everything. So thank you for joining my live reading. It's 6:30. I normally put it from 6 to 6:30. So it was such a pleasure having you on today. And God's willing, we'll continue with the live monthly reading, one book per month live. And it's really an honor having you on, and thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Those who are in St. Vincent, keep the faith. God's got this, and everything gonna work out. Everything is temporary. Just remember that everything in life is temporary. It will come to an end. So let's look on the bright side. And blessings on everybody. Take care. My love to all. Bye. It will come to an end. So let's look on the bright side. And blessings on everybody. Take care. My love to all. Bye.